Hi there, I'm Melisa and welcome back to my channel, and I am the girl in a foreign land helping you out. And in today's video, I will be sharing with you 5 guaranteed steps to getting you that German visa. So let's get started. Okay, so number 1 is you need to know exactly what you want to do in Germany as well as for how long. Now, this is important because whether it's for a job search, a student visa, holiday, language learning, whatever you're going to do there in Germany will highly affect the requirements as well as the rest of the process. And knowing exactly what you want to do in Germany and for how long will not only help you with your own planning process, but also help you determine and figure out exactly the type of visa you need, which is why we're going into part number 2, which is knowing the type of visa you need. Now, dependent on the passport or your citizenship, sometimes you might not even need a visa to enter Germany, but it's always best to make sure and double check that the passport you have allows you to enter Germany with or without a visa, to avoid you buying an airplane ticket and then arriving there and finding out, oh, you need a visa. Now, Germany provides 3 different types of visas. The first one is a Schengen visa, or short-term visa, and this is a visa that is valid for 90 days from the day you first arrive into Germany, and it's mostly common for people that want to do a short holiday in Germany or just visiting friends. With a short stay visa, you could either have 3 different types of entry modes. A single entry, which means you can only enter into Germany once on that visa and then leave. A double entry visa means you can enter into Germany, leave, and then come back in still within that 90-day period of the short stay visa validity. And finally, the third type is a multiple entry, which basically means you can go in and out of Germany as you please, as long as it is within the 90 days. The second type of visa is an airport transit visa, which is a visa that you might need. For example, you might be traveling into another country through a plane, and then entering into Germany is part of your route, and sometimes you might need a visa just for that transit. And finally, the third type of visa is a national D visa, or a long stay visa, which is valid for stays over 90 days. Now, these national D long stay visas can be granted for a number of reasons, but the most common ones are for studying, family reunification, looking for a job, or coming to Germany to learn the language, for example. Now that you know exactly the type of visa you need to come to Germany, we move on to the third process, which is getting the right requirements. Now, obviously, the specific requirements are always dependent on the reason you're coming to Germany and the type of visa you're applying for. But for the sake of this video, I will just be sharing with you the generic requirements, which will most likely be needed for every single type of visa. Now, a good idea that I would recommend is to go directly onto the embassy website, where usually they will have a detailed list for the requirements for each and every visa type. You might not always have the same things. As I said, it's very specific at times, depending on the reason you're coming. Now, as I mentioned before, for this video, I will only be letting you know the standard basic requirements for majority of the visas, which is usually a valid passport, a copy of the passport page with all your information, a complete filled out and signed application form, a form of declaration saying yes, the information I provided in my application form is correct. You might also need health insurance, travel health insurance for your visit here, short stay or long stay. Another additional requirement would be passport size pictures. Now, this cannot be just any size. There's specific dimensions that the German embassy would like. And so just to help you out, I will link in the description box a link with those exact dimensions. And lastly, another standard requirement is having proof of financing for your trip. Now, this can be through different types of methods. For example, it can either be through a blocked account, through a scholarship, proof that you're here on a scholarship and you're being covered, a declaration form from, for example, your parents saying, yes, I will be covering my child's expenses whilst they're in Germany, but usually that would need to be accompanied with at least 3 to 6 months of their most recent bank statements as proof that they can help you whilst you're in Germany, or as well as a letter from your host within Germany, someone that you will be living with, and that the letter will basically say that, yes, I will be covering this person's expenses whilst they're here in Germany. Now that you have all your requirements, we'll move on to the fourth step, which is actually sending your application form and document. Now, different embassies, especially now during the pandemic period, have resulted to more contactless application form procedures. And from what I've experienced, there are three main ones. The first one is through an online process. Now, this is when the embassy or the city you want to apply for has an online system or platform where you can just upload your application forms, and at times you might need to convert all your documents into a PDF or whatever format that the website says they will accept. The second type might be via post. Depending on exactly where you are, you might just need to send all your documents securely through the mail to the embassy. And the third one is strictly by appointment, where you might need to go onto the embassy website or give them a call and let them know that you would like to apply for a specific visa. Once they have received that information, they might then email you back or call you back with a specific appointment time for you to come and apply for your visa. This just basically avoids a situation where you just show up at the embassy and you have your documents and you say, I want to apply for a visa. It's not working like that because it's just for safety and other health reasons currently within the pandemic. So you've applied for your visa, and for this video, we're going to assume that everything went well and you have all your documents. The next part and the final part is the interview process. Now, once you receive the email or the call from the embassy saying, hi, we've received your application and we've now appointed you an interview slot, I would suggest three main things right before, during, or after your interview. The first thing is go for the interview with copies and original copies of all the documents you submitted for the visa. At times, they might need to have additional information or the same information, just a hard copy as proof that none of the documents were forged. No matter the time that your interview has been set, it is very good if you get there at least 15 to 20 minutes before your interview, just so you don't miss your slot and you have enough time to calm down and not look so nervous within an embassy of the place you want to get the visa. Now, the third one is not really a must, but I would suggest just having the email ready on your phone, or you can print it out, you don't have to, just to show the security, the confirmation that you do have an appointment. It is not required, but at times that has happened to me where I get to the embassy and I have an appointment and the security guard will ask for proof that I do have a visa appointment with the embassy, and just an email is enough for them. But that sums up the general process of getting a visa to get into Germany and most probably anywhere else in the world. Follow these 5 steps and make sure you have all your requirements, all your documentation is in place, and make sure it's all correct and no false information. It is better to have your visa rejected for a technical error than because you forged something, and that might then deter you from getting a visa within the future for not just Germany but maybe any other Schengen countries. I really hope this video was helpful, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to let me know in the comments and I'll sure help you out. Thank you.